I wanted to tell you a story about how I got my Goethe C1 certificate. And trust me, it was a whole roller coaster. Привет! I am Olga, your Eastern European princess navigating the world of pretzels and bureaucracy in Germany. Just a second. Today, I want to share my experience of getting C1 certificate. So let's dive in. So I did it in just 1.5 months. But first, what is it even got a certificate and why you might need it? This exam can open so many doors. If you want to study in Germany, most universities require exactly this level. If you dream of becoming a German teacher or working in academia, this is your golden ticket. And if you plan to stay longer in Germany with C1, you can get a blue card and in just 21 months, a permanent residence. So yeah, the Goethe certificate is pretty big deal. It's globally recognized by universities, employers, and governments. But let's get back 7 years ago. This is where my story begins, and I have to give you some background before we dive deep. My love-hate relationship with German started 7 years ago at university when I had to choose a second foreign language. Because of proximity to Germany, I decided, why not? Let's try German. But it was never easy. It was the only subject where I didn't get the best mark. I had sleepless nights, frustration, tears even. If you ever learn German grammar, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that constant, why is this word feminine and this one masculine type of pain. And then COVID hit. Like many of us, I stayed home, felt a bit depressed, and slowly stopped using German. After graduation, I did not need it, no friends who spoke it, my job was not connected with it, and so I started to forget it. Years later, I decided to change my career and move to Europe. German came back to my life. I realized I was standing at crossroads. If I went left, I'd keep it. If I went right, I might lose it completely. And you know how it is with languages. If you don't use them, you start to forget them. So I made a decision. I decided to take the Goethe exam because when you have a goal, something that holds you accountable, you suddenly become unstoppable. And let me be honest, my biggest motivation at that time, money. Money, baby. The exact cost 150 euros, which was one third of my monthly income at that time. So I had to take it seriously. And it was also my New Year's resolution. I told myself, if I register, I'll take it. If I don't, well, I'm such a big procrastinator, I will never do it. So I picked the nearest date, and it happened to be in 1.5 months. There was no turning back though. So, how did I prepare? I downloaded 3 books. You will see them on the screen right now. Fit fürs Goethe Certificate, Prüfungstraining, and Vorbereitungstraining. And I started drilling every day, reading, listening, speaking, writing, all 4 parts of the test. Reading was particularly tough for me. C1 texts are full of tricky words where one synonym can completely change the meaning. So I started growing my vocabulary in politics, economy, environment, and culture. And to memorize the words, I wrote little stories using them, not because I needed to, but because stories, like for example, right now I'm telling you a story, keep you going. I'd write, then recite, then record them, and listen instead of music. It was torture, listening to my voice over and over again, but effective torture. Speaking was another challenge. You get paired with another student, and I learned one key thing. Guys, you're not competitors, you are a team. If your partner freezes, keep the conversation going. It helps both of you. And most importantly, use smart phrases. Meiner Meinung nach meiner persönlichen Einschätzung, and the one and so forth. These sound natural and confident. I've made a full list of my favorite C1 phrases. You can download it for free via link below. Now let's get to listening. This part is brutal. They speak fast, mumble, and sometimes skip words. So I train by watching Tagesschau, German news, at faster speed. You start with 1, then 1.25, 1.5, sometimes even 1.75. If you can understand official text by German news reporters, you're ready. Writing was the only part I was confident about because if you know grammar and phrases that you learned before, you have rich vocabulary, you got it. Here's my honest advice to you. If you struggle with weil or das, then don't take exam yet. It's not about luck. It is about readiness. Before the test, I booked a teacher on italki, someone who actually examines Goethe speaking tests. He listened to me, corrected my weak points, and said, "You are ready." And that gave me the confidence I needed. So, big spoiler, I passed. And I want to tell you this. If I did it in 1.5 months, you can do it too. But please, give yourself more time. Ideally, 3 to 6 months. Don't repeat my experience unless you absolutely love torturing. The best part, after my exam, 6 months later, I got my first job in Germany while still living abroad. I got the job, the visa, the residence permit, and as I said, in 21 months, in 21 months, I got the permanent residence. You are watching this. Take it as your sign. You can pass the exam and you will pass the exam. Use all of the tips I mentioned and trust yourself. And if you want to know what to do next, check my other videos. I share everything I've learned, the best ways to study and to adapt to life in Germany. If this story helped you, hit subscribe. It really means a lot for a small channel like mine. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next videos. Bye!